Just tell me what I need to know. Well, that's what I'm going to do in this video. Everything you need to know about the keto diet for weight loss. Join my unique gems. Hit that bell icon and subscribe to my channel. This is Jade where mothers come to gain their strength back. We have been told constantly that fat free, fat free, fat free. Well, basically, the summary is that keto is high fat. What? So that probably scares a lot of people. What that means is that fat actually is good for you. Every cell, every organ in your body is made up of fat. And the organ that uses fat the most is brain. Most people don't know, but your brain is a fatty organ and it needs fat. So that means if you are avoiding fat like the plague, you are starving your brain. So you don't want to do that. And that's why the keto diet has first been studied for epilepsy and now it works for almost anything. But it's most helpful with weight loss, and that is because carbs cause you to gain weight. Not just carbs, but sugar. And all carbs turn to sugar in your body if they're artificial. So that's why you want to avoid carbs. Not only does it make you gain weight, but it makes you gain belly fat, which is the worst weight that everyone wants to get rid of. So that's why you want to avoid sugar and carbs. They spike your insulin, they spike your blood sugar and tell your body that you need more fat around your belly. Now, I know you don't want to do that. So, avoid carbs and focus on eating healthy fats. In the last slide, I talked about the importance of fat, and I don't want you to forget it. But I want to tell you what the macros of it all is. And what that means is what you will be eating every day. Now, before I tell you that, I want to tell you that fat turns into ketones in the body and produces energy. That energy is the same kind of energy you can use if you eat glucose, but this energy is more efficient. So that's why ketones are the preferred energy source. So, for this diet, you want to eat 75% fats, 20% proteins, and 5% total carbs. You don't want to go over the carbs no matter what. But the protein you can play with depending on your needs. And you can also play with the fat. But be careful with the carbs. Now, for the fat, I want to tell you something. Fat has 9 calories per gram, whereas carbs and protein only has 4. So keep that in mind when you are calculating the macros of it all. So I want you to know these things, and this is the basics for the ketogenic diet. If you're anything like me, you need confirmation that you still got it. And really, that's what my channel is all about. That is why I partnered with slimbaby.com, that's slimbabi.com, to bring you a constant confirmation of how beautiful you really are. So jump over to slimbaby.com because they have something for the whole family, and all of it is centered around reminding you that you are already beautiful. Finding the right type of foods to eat on keto can be very hard, and that's why I want to give you a quick list that you can follow to get most of your nutrition and to accelerate getting into ketosis. Number one, good carbs would be avocados, mushrooms, dark leafy greens, tomatoes, etc. Good proteins would be any meats, lean meats are better, and that would include fish, eggs, pork, beef, chicken, whatever you like. And your fats, which should be 75% of your diet, needs to be stuff like olive oil, coconut oil, ghee, grass-fed butter, cream cheese if you eat dairy, and etc. Things like this. If you can focus on these things, then you will see good results. There's also other things like nuts and almond milk that have fat, but these are your main ones. I just wanted to give you a quick list, and stay tuned to my next slide. I'm going to give you the worst foods to eat on keto as well. The worst foods for keto are not just the worst foods. These foods will knock you out of ketosis altogether. So they shouldn't just be avoided. They should be avoided like the plague. So, what I recommend for you to avoid is going to be breads, pasta, rice, etc. Fruits, anything that has sugar, corn syrup, or any derivative of sugar should be avoided. And this would include stuff like Pop Tarts, donuts, and cookies, but even things that you may not see it in, like hot dogs. Look at the label and make sure you understand. You also want to avoid the worst types of fats: trans fats, vegetable oils, margarines, anything that's not a healthy fat. If you want more information, I can do a whole video on it. Also, you want to avoid starchy vegetables. And also, lastly, you want to make sure that you are avoiding drinks that are unhealthy as well, such as milks and fruit juices and sodas and all this stuff. These are your baseline to avoid if you are trying to get into and stay in ketosis. When you eat the meals I just mentioned, you will feel satiated. You might find it even hard to get through 3 meals because you're so full. But just in case you want a little snack, here is 4 snack ideas for your diet. Number 1 is a quarter cup of blueberries. Number 2 is a can of sardines or a can of any type of fish that you like. Number 3 is going to be sour cream and onion dip with celery sticks. And number 4 is going to be guacamole with celery sticks. I want to give you 4 tips to really help you succeed with this diet. Number 1 is going to be nutrition. You cannot eat too many carbs, and you want to get your nutrition as well. So you want to eat foods that give you the most bang for your buck. This is going to be berries and dark leafy greens. Secondly, you want to eat enough fat. Remember that fat has 9 calories per gram, while carbs and protein only have 4. So make sure you are paying attention to all of these things when you're calculating your macros. Also, number 3 is going to be salt. I want you to get 2.5 teaspoons of salt. If you want to bypass the keto flu and feeling bad, nauseated, and dizzy and all this stuff, avoid, avoid, avoiding salt. And that would mean for you to get salt in your diet. The best way to do this would be to add salt to every meal, but there is naturally salt in bacon and olives and celery, etc. But you want to make sure you're getting in your salt. A little hack that I found that really helps you get your salt every day is to add salt to your water. You can add a 1/2 teaspoon to a teaspoon of salt to every gallon of water and sip on that throughout the day. Also, the last thing I want you to know is that protein is not a place for you to indulge. Avoid overindulging in protein and make sure that you are only fitting your macros. And remember that vegetables have protein as well. So take that into consideration when you're calculating. To make this all easier, count everything in the beginning, and then over time you will get really good at this where you won't even need to count anymore. Okay, if you made it this far, I know you're serious about weight loss. So I linked down a report that tells you the top 10 foods to avoid if you're trying to slim down. So I want you to download that. It's free and it helps you to really take control of your weight. Also, I want to tell you thank you for watching. Again, this is Jade and my unique gems. I thank y'all so much. Leave down in the comments what you want me to talk about next, and I will do it just for you.